Hi there everyone, welcome back to Kleines land. You've joined us just where we left off in the last episode, where we're about to go and do some grass harvesting. I'll catch you all up to speed, just so everyone knows where we are. We did upgrade our chickens, so we've now got nigh on 100 odd chickens, all doing quite nicely. Cows, well, I'm thinking, I've got a plan for my cows at the minute. I'll probably fill you in as we go through the day. Horses all coming on nicely. Young Edgar there's getting up in the value now, definitely worth a bit of money. And we should have, getting close to, yep, so the grass is fully ready. The oat and the wheat, or the barley, is nearly there. So we'll start off today with a bit of grass harvesting. We're going to turn this into hay. So first things first is get everything out, get it all turned on. Down we go, happy days. Yeah, I said I'm going to put this into hay just because I've got enough silage for stuff at the minute. I don't actually really need any silage. I certainly don't need any more silage, that's for sure. May end up actually selling the little bit of silage that we do have left as well. It brings us in the guts of £5,000, probably more actually. I think we've got about 19,000 litres left, so I'll get maybe £7,000 for that. I was looking at feed mixers as well after the last episode, and realistically it's going to cost me about £20,000 for the feed mixer that I'm looking at, so that's quite a big bill. That would pretty much wipe out my bank account at the minute. So yeah, I'm going to have to start saving a few things up. Either that or, well, just maybe looking at young Edgar might be moving on to pastures better. He could be sold off to the race course. He may have become a champion wonder horse, and we're going to release some value in him. He's definitely done very well. Bought for £5,000, now worth about 30,000. So it's always good to see that happening. And if we do get it, we can always replace him with maybe another couple of horses. Invest in it. That'll fill up the stable there as well. So yeah. It's all kind of ways of just making a bit of money, turning over a bit of profit, and making sure we still grow in the meantime as well. As I said before, I definitely have a fancy about buying those small forests just over beside the barn. I think it would be a really good purchase. It costs about £70,000, but I think the amount of money you would get back from the wood in there alone would probably pay for the vast majority of that. So it's kind of almost like a bit of a free investment. It'll cost a lot of time. I'm going to have to go in and do a lot of chainsawing by hand, and a lot of just hand moving logs backwards and forwards to the sawmill. Not hand moving them, but you know, picking them up with the telehandler, loading them onto the flatbed, this kind of thing. So it's going to be laborious, but it could well be a money spinner as well. And then plus at the end of it, I get the 2 feeds for use too, and the shortcut to the barn. So yeah, everyone's a winner with that. But for now, I'll finish off cutting this bit of grass. I'll go get the tedder as well, give it a quick whiz round, and then get the baler out. That'll keep me busy till lunchtime today. It's 10:30 in the morning, so by the time I get all that done, I'll be hungry and ready for some food. Well, it's amazing. I think we're on episode, what, 15 or 16 now? And I'm finally starting to get a bit more proficient with this windrower. Nothing against the windrower at all. It's actually a really good mod. It works fantastically. Just my ability to use it is somewhat troublesome. But yeah, I think actually after quite a long time, I'm starting to get to grips with it. As long as I can remember what side I'm supposed to be on, I can pretty much make a swath. Not always the neatest of swaths, but I think that's more to do with me than anything else. But yeah, we're kind of getting there, There we go. So, finally onto the baler. Now, as we know, the annoying thing with the grass on this is that it does grow incredibly quickly. Actually, what I'm thinking, in case something nips round to a new growth state again, which it has a bad habit of doing this, especially with grass, and I know this isn't particularly right, because I'm sowing fertilizer before I've lifted the other hay off it, but I'm going to run up and down it, sprinkle some fertilizer across it now, just so I know that it's fully fertilized for the next crop. It's not realistic this, it's not how I would like to be doing this as well, but unfortunately I know that probably come 1 PM or maybe 3 PM on the clock, the next growth cycle will kick in, and if I still haven't lifted all the bales, or finished the baling and lifted them all by that stage, I'll miss the chance to fertilize. It's an annoying part of the game. I think the growth cycle for this is definitely a bit unrealistic for the grass. But it is what it is. There's not much I can do about it now. We'll see what FS19 brings out and how it handles off this, especially the new seasons modes. That'll be quite interesting. And then I wonder, I don't know if this question has been asked or if it's been answered elsewhere, but I don't know if Real Miss Modding are actually going to do their version of seasons as well. It'll be quite interesting to see that, and see if they can both run alongside each other, because as far as I know, my understanding of it is the Giants version of seasons isn't by any means the same as what we know and all love as seasons at the minute. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting to see if Realimus actually kind of do the time and invest the time and effort into recreating that mod again, because it is a fantastic mod. It is a game changer for the mod, and it just expands the game out so much. I do love it. No, I'm not playing with it in this series, but just as this was my first Let's Play, thought I'd go back to vanilla, and the vanilla game is that bit quicker than seasons, so thought it might help speed things along. But yeah, the next series I do will be a seasons series, probably 3 day seasons. They're quite good, especially for a little startup, because you don't always have an awful lot to do at the start. So yeah, 3 day seasons on a medium-sized farm, I think. Something probably UK based. Quite like the UK farms. Just find the fields on them so much nicer and much more realistic. But that'll be another one to worry about another day. I'll have to have a scout through a few maps. I did have a couple of Scottish ones in mind, a couple of Irish ones as well, but we'll see what we can find. Anyway, the grass didn't grow, so hopefully that wasn't a waste of time, well, not a waste of time. It's never going to be a waste of time to fertilise the grass. Right. So, hay bales. Let me see, guess how many hay bales we're going to get off this. I am going to go for 11. 11 bales. That is my guess. Let's see what everybody else thinks down below. By all means, stick it in the comments. I'll not know if you cheated or not, so put in whatever you want, really. But I'm going to go for 11. So not counting the one that's in the baler, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bales. Okay, yep, I was way out. 15 is significantly more. That's a lot of bales. A lot of bales from one harvest in that field. Excellent. That'll keep everybody fed and watered for quite a while. It'll keep the horses going, definitely. And then I'll put some set aside, along a bit of this silage, for TMR production. Straw will come from the oat and the barley. We're going to have tons of that shortly too. And I've gone to the wrong place with the baler. I've been leaving the baler parked up in the yard and it gets in the way terribly. And then I remembered, as I was driving around, we do have these two barns down here that I've got absolutely nothing in. Keep forgetting to put anything in them. So we'll open one of them up. They're actually drive-through sheds. That'd be excellent for going through to that field behind them. But unfortunately we don't own that field. So can't really drive through into the neighbour's field. That's a bit cheeky. The silage pit gets in the way a little bit now whenever you're trying to get in and out of here. The baler is surprisingly big for going in there. Plus I'm just making an absolute hash of reversing it. There we go, that's a bit better. It's still too much. Hopefully it does fit. Yeah, lovely. So that's the baler in there. And one last thing we need for that field to be finished is to clear those bales off it. Now this bale trailer, it does have an automatic load feature on it. I know that's cheating. I really like this trailer. Really just like the shape, the size, the mod, the fact that it comes in different sizes, etc. I'll generally use the auto load feature for on-loading bales, just because it makes everything stack up so nicely. I've got a feature, the auto load. Yeah, the auto load doesn't work on this one for some reason. I don't know if it's to do with that Crone baler, whether it's making slightly different bales, but yeah, it doesn't work. So I'm going to have to load and unload all of these by hand anyway. So this will be either exciting or incredibly painful to watch. May do a few now. We'll do a few by hand now, and then probably either jump cut or time lapse the rest of them, because whenever you're doing manual loading, it's incredibly hard to do it and talk at the same time. It does take an awful lot of concentration. So yeah, it's never an exciting video. Just watching me plod along the field in silence. But each to their own. I do enjoy the manual stacking. Oh, we've got a great demand coming up. I wonder what that was for. Not that we have anything to sell, so it doesn't make too much of a difference to me. But I'll do the normal thing. I'll go for 2 high. 11, 15 bales. Might all fit in this trailer. It's a pity I can't even use the auto load feature to unload the trailer. That's what I really like having it on there for. Just because it keeps everything in such nice, neat stacks. I'll put them on this way around for starters. I'm not sure what way this trailer is actually set up to work for size. If we put them on here, I think they'll be fine. We can certainly make them fit anyway. Ooh, could do a little push up those first two. This is the problem with the manual loading. If you don't quite get it right at the start, it's always hard to recover. I'll get a couple on the other side and see if I can adjust it. Now this is where I really do need to invest in the heavy weapon pack for this, and just start using the joystick. It is much better. I have used one before, did have one before, but I just don't have the space for it at the minute in my setup. So that's why I'm looking at changing what I have in my computer room, just to make things a little bit easier for myself. Just makes it easier so I can make a few more videos. I'll get my steering wheel and whatnot set back up again as well, because I have noticed whenever I've watched a few of these back, the steering on it is just so incredibly jerky. it's one of those weird things. I've probably kind of just tuned it out now from playing so much. Oh, don't push them off, be careful. That I just don't really notice it. But yeah, whenever you watch it back, it is amazing just how much it does swing about. So yeah, I really need to get the steering wheel set back up, but I'm hoping whenever I get my room revamped, that'll all become more of a permanent feature, or at least I'll have somewhere set that I can do it and not have to work around it all the time. Okay, finally, the last bale. This is taking a little bit of time to get there. I may have to have a little look and see why I can't automatically stack these ones actually. I know it's obviously much more realistically to do all of these by hand, but that's going to be a lot of bales. My alternative is I do have the variable capacity bale mod as well. So I may look at changing these from the 4,000 litres up to, I don't know, 8,000 litres. I would half them. I do like using 10,000 litre bales because it's a nice round easy to use number. But I'll need to work out actually what the feed mixer is that I'm looking at getting and what works out as a good ratio for that. Actually that's probably the better way of doing this, because I don't want to kind of mess that up. It's nice whenever you get it so you use like 1, 2, 3 bales, etc. And it's just nice and easy calculations so that you don't have to split things open and start having piles of everything everywhere. But yeah, that took me quite a bit of time to load all of them, probably 15-20 minutes just by hand. So I mean it's good, I enjoy it, and you get better the more and more you do it. But yeah, it is labour intensive, and if we're going to have fields of straw coming next time as well, I think it's definitely going to be a few extra 1,000 litres getting crammed into each of these bales, but it's all part of the fun. One thing I definitely want to do is strap all of them on before I go anywhere, just in case they should topple off. So what did we say, is it 15? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, yep. Now, as I said, the vast majority of this is going to end up going to horses. I'll take a look at our animals actually just whilst we are here. I have a feeling everybody, well, yeah, I know everybody's pretty healthy at the minute. I'll bar the chickens, which we know about. They need more oats, but they will come. We can fit one more horse in our stable. And I was thinking whilst I was doing all of that, what I may have is young Edgar could well be going off to stud. He might be progressing into the horse racing trials or something. Might make some money on him, and then we've had young Buck in for a couple of days, so he's starting to make money, so might buy another horse, give it a couple of days, buy another horse, and then get all 4 off them, running around with a couple of days in between. Use the rest of the money then as well to maybe double the cow herd. Yeah, that'll get this down a little bit, get us ready for TMR production too. But yeah, I don't really need an awful lot of hay at the minute, so I've got more than enough here to do. And I think I even still have a bale sitting over at the horses yet as well. I'm going to throw it in this shed at the minute. Now my big problem is, because I don't do auto load, I also then have to manually unload all these bales as well, and that's going to become quite laborious. Oh, I'm never getting in at that angle. Come on, stop, go forward again. Don't know what happened there. There we go. This is looking a bit better this time. Is it going to make it? Yeah. Pull forward and straighten up a little bit. Lovely. Very nice. But yeah, it's definitely a big load of hay that's gone in there. And the field is fully fertilised again. It's all turned around, ready to go. I didn't actually need to worry too much about not having enough time. Sometimes I think it's about 3 o'clock maybe the next growth stage happens, so I would have been cutting it tight. It's 2:30 now. So I probably would have just got the fertiliser on and then I would have clicked over to being ready to harvest again. So yeah, better to play it safe. I know I've definitely been caught out a few times like that before. But yeah, barley's coming on nicely in here. It's nice and green. It's starting to ripen a little bit. Lovely. I did trim all of this down out here and it's still looking fairly good. Most of this out here was just bushes and weeds. So yeah, it stayed trimmed fairly nicely. My oats all coming on lovely. Definitely ready, or nearly ready. Yeah, it won't be long until I'm harvesting that again. Once we see just how much oats we do get and how much we'll need for our horses, might have a few things left over to sell, but it's not going to be an awful lot this time. So yeah. So it's going to cost me about £20,000 for a feed mixer. I do need one of them. I wouldn't mind looking at changing a couple of other things as well. There's certainly a couple of things that I saw whenever I was in the shop. Can't quite remember what they are now, but I'm sure they'll come back to me. Anyway, for now, we've achieved a bit of stuff today. We managed to get that grass cut, tedded, baled, put away, everything. So that's a good job. And it's 2:30 in the afternoon now, so I'll maybe hang around, see if anything's going to ripen. But I'm pretty sure we're probably done for the day now in game. If not, we'll be back again next time on Kleines land anyway, and we'll all get together again and see exactly what needs to happen. So everyone, thank you very much for watching. I am, as ever, Waldo P. Barnstormer. If you do like the video, please do those normal YouTube things, like, share, subscribe, and then we'll see you all next time whenever we get the combine harvester out again and get our chickens fed. Okay guys, thanks a lot. Bye now.